Let's talk about protein. And I know, when you hear that word, you're probably picturing a giant bodybuilder. But this isn't about that. This is about healthy aging, your hormones, your energy, literally the fundamental building blocks of you. And the latest science is pretty clear. Most of us are not getting nearly enough, and the consequences are way more serious than you'd think.
So, let's just get this out of the way right now. The idea that protein is only for people trying to get huge muscles, that's completely outdated. It's a myth. Whether you're 15 or 95, whether you're a pro athlete or you work at a desk all day, you need to hear this. This is for you. Because here's the thing that's kind of mind-blowing. You are, quite literally, made of protein. I'm not just talking about your muscles. The collagen that gives your skin its structure and keeps you looking young, that's protein. Insulin, the hormone that manages your blood sugar, also a protein. The antibodies your immune system uses to fight off viruses, and even the tiny little enzymes that are repairing your DNA every single second, yep, you guessed it, they're all proteins. Your body is basically a protein-powered machine. So how does that even work? Well, think of it like this. Proteins are just long chains made from 20 different kinds of microscopic Lego blocks. We call them amino acids. Your body is constantly breaking down the proteins you eat into these individual Legos and then reassembling them into millions of different structures it needs to function. And the only place you can get these essential little blocks, you have to eat them.
And this brings us to the most critical part of our story today, our muscles. See, our muscles are our body's main storage tank for all those amino acid Legos. But here's the problem. If we're not careful, we start to experience a silent and frankly, a really dangerous decline.
So here is the stark reality. After you hit about age 30, the average person loses roughly 10% of their muscle mass every single decade. If you don't do anything about it, that adds up fast. That's exactly why simple things like opening a jar or just climbing a flight of stairs get harder as we get older. This isn't just about being strong. It's about staying independent. And the stakes here are unbelievably high. A huge study from 2018 found a direct, undeniable link between how much muscle you have and how long you live. It found that having low muscle mass was tied to a staggering 40 to 50% greater risk of dying from any cause. Just let that sink in for a second. This is not a small number we're talking about.
Okay, now to really put that number in perspective, let's compare it to one of the miracles of modern medicine, Metformin. It's one of the most prescribed drugs on the entire planet for longevity and metabolic health. It reduces your risk of death by about 15 to 30%. Pretty good, right? Well, having strong muscles, that reduces your risk by 40 to 50%. Yeah, you heard me. Maintaining your muscle is literally more powerful at extending your life than one of the most popular blockbuster drugs in the world. So the big question is, if maintaining muscle is so critical for a long, healthy life, why are so many of us losing it? Well, it turns out we've all been following some seriously outdated advice for a very, very long time. For years, the official recommendation, the RDA, has been about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight. But here's the crucial detail nobody ever talks about. That number was created to find the absolute bare minimum you need to prevent a deficiency disease. It was never, ever designed for optimal health or for thriving. The new science, the stuff coming out now, shows that to actually maintain and build muscle as you age, you need to be aiming for double that amount, somewhere in the range of 1.6 to 2.0 grams per kilogram.
Let me put it bluntly. Following that old advice gives you just enough protein to not die, but it is absolutely not enough to thrive, to stay strong, and to protect yourself from that silent, dangerous decline we've been talking about.
Okay, so that was the problem. And I get it, it sounds a little scary. But the good news is, the solution is actually really straightforward. So let's get into your protein playbook and talk about how you can take back control of your health starting today.
Forget all the complicated math and calculators. Here's the simplest, most effective rule of thumb coming from all the current research. Just take your ideal or your target body weight in pounds and aim to eat that many grams of protein per day. That's it. So if your goal weight is 150 pounds, your daily protein target is around 150 grams. It's a super easy target to remember, and it lines up perfectly with the new science. Now, when you first do that calculation, I know that number might seem huge, but trust me, it's way more achievable than you might think. A single chicken breast can get you over 30 grams right there. A cup of Greek yogurt, that's over 20 grams. And even great plant-based sources like lentils and tofu, they pack a serious punch. The real key is just to make protein the star of every single meal. And hey, let's bust a quick myth while we're at it. You've probably heard that you have to chug a protein shake within like 10 minutes of finishing a workout, right? that so-called anabolic window, it's mostly hype. The new science is really clear that you actually have hours to refuel your muscles. So relax. Don't stress about the clock. Just focus on hitting your total number consistently, day in and day out.
So let's bring it all together. Here are the 3 most important keys to remember. First, you have to do some form of strength training. You've got to give your muscles a reason to grow. Second, try to spread your protein out across 3 or 4 meals. Your body just absorbs it better that way instead of in one giant meal. And third, start your day with a high-protein breakfast. It is a total game changer for setting you up for success, keeping you full, and crushing those afternoon cravings.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. The person you're going to be when you're 80 years old, their strength, their independence, their ability to enjoy life, that person is being built right now by the choices you make today. So, the real question is, are you giving your body the right building blocks for the future you actually want?